I've just walked up the hill, down the hill, and now I'm halfway up the hill again. Found my place to pause, got a thought, a few words. Listen, look, learn, lead. James wrote to people scattered throughout the Roman Empire, facing extreme difficulty, suffering, trial. Many had lost their income because of the persecution. Some were sick. The widows and the orphans were being neglected. The first word was listen. It's time to pause. It's time to listen. What do you listen to? Well, you listen to the word that's already planted in you. It's the presence of Jesus. Every time you open the word, you pray, you're listening to what he is going to say to you. And then secondly, we look. Where do we first look? We'll look in the mirror, and you'll see something that's not so good. Perhaps the idol of an appetite and addiction. Perhaps an idol of seeking approval from others. Perhaps an idol of selfish ambition. We walk away, we don't do anything about it, but others see the dirt on our face. And by the way we see the dirt on their face, we tend to talk about it. But James says, don't. Listen, receive that word humbly, confess sin, and he's faithful and just and will forgive us our sin, cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Then we have to learn what true religion is. We'll learn a life principle of liberty, and that is to watch your tongue. Later in the book he talks about the tongue like a bridle, talks of personal discipline. The tongue like a rudder on a ship, how a small word can influence many, it's leadership. Or a tongue out of control like a blazing fire. And that's where we've got to be quiet, to listen, to look, to learn that the law of liberty is really that law of love, which then moves on to being leaders from our home, which is now the new center for the church. The Father of light is present, and we're in his Son, in his life. We can show that love. And he simply says, in your leadership, pay attention to the most vulnerable, the orphan and the widows. And then watch your way of life as a leader, that you're setting a good example of what it is to live in these troubling times. In this, we learn to lean on him. The new center of worship is home, Father of light, present with us as we learn to live in the life of his Son together, that implanted word, where we look at the mirror, see our own need to change, and then reach out to bring help and healing and hope, especially to the most vulnerable.